Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. The topic of today's lecture is drug targets 1. So, this drug target topic will be covered in these lectures. So, the lecture outline will be the drug and drug targets and overview. Drug targets. So, we will cover all of the possible drug targets. So, which will be the enzymes, receptors, nucleic acid, and some of the miscellaneous drug targets. So, as you all know that the drugs are compounds that interact with an biological system to produce a biological response. So, no drug uh, is totally active. Drug vary in side effect they might have. So, the level of the drug or the dose level of the compound determine whether it will interact as a medicine or as a poison. So the drug may be merely chemicals, but they are entering a world of chemical reactions which they interact. So what are the drug targets? The drug target is a molecule in the body, usually the protein, that is intrinsically associated with particular disease process, and that could be addressed by the drug to produce a desired therapeutic effect. The drug may be the chemical, of course, and they entering into the world of chemical reaction in which they interact. So drug can have a specific effect where they act in a body, that is called the drug targets. So the as you this the cell is the life is comprises of the small particle which is the cell. So cell membrane is comprises of the phosphoglyceride molecules. So as you see this cell membrane comprises of the two layer of the phospholipids which are arranged such that this one is the hydrophobic part which is in between, and that is the polar head part like this. So polar head group is uh, situated at the outer side or the outer membrane and the inner membrane. Thus, uh, and the in between the part is the lipid bilayer. So the stable structure because of the ionic and hydrophilic head, which is this one, right, and this cell is here, right, interact with the aqueous media inside and outside. That so aqueous media is also polar. So and this polar head is also which is situated at out outer side, and the inner side are also the consist of the polar head group. So the overall result of this structure is construct a fatty barrier between the cell interior and its surrounding. And there are some of the glycoprotein also. So this portion of the protein that are embedded in the cell membrane uh, have a large number of hydrophobic amino acid, whereas those portions that stick out the surface have a large number of hydrophilic amino acid and short chain of carbohydrates. So that's why it is called the glycoprotein. So how the drug works or drug target at the molecular level. So as uh, as you all know, the main molecular targets of the drugs are the protein, which is mainly the enzymes and the receptor and the transport protein, and the nucleic acid, which is the DNA and RNA. So they are all the macromolecules. They are not the small molecules are the drugs, and the macromolecules are these drug targets. Right? So that have the molecular weight approximately say several thousand atomic mass unit. So they are much bigger than the typical drug. which has a molecular weight in order of the few hundred atomic units. So the interaction of the drugs, as you can see, you will see how the drug interacts. The interaction of the drug with the molecular targets involves the process which is called the binding. How the drug bind with the drug targets. So there are usually a specific area of the molecule, this macromolecule, the specific area in the macromolecule where this takes place, which is called the binding site. So, uh, so process is called the binding, and the specific area in a drug target where this process is carried out is called the binding site. So this binding sites or binding site become the permanent attached via the drug can be permanent attached via the covalent bond, or there are other some weaker interaction between the drug and the binding site or drug target, which are the which are called the intermolecular bonds. So they that intermolecular bonds is include the electrostatic or ionic bonding, hydrogen bonding, van der Waal interaction, dipole-dipole interaction, and hydrophobic interaction. So we will see in very detailed manner that how this interaction and what type of these interactions are, right? So the binding, so there are three important things when the drug bind to the drug target. One is the binding region, which is these are the binding regions. These are the binding regions. Binding group through which this drug bind to the drug target, which is called the binding group, and through in the interaction or through bonding by which this drug is bind with the drug target is called the intermolecular bond. So these are intermolecular bonds, and these are the binding regions in the drug targets, and these are the binding group in the drugs, right? These are very important concept in through which the drug bind with the drug target. So this is the binding site, this is the drug. So this is the macromolecular target, which can be the enzyme, receptor, or transport protein or nucleic acid. And there is a perfect in or induced fit between the drug and the macromolecule, and that's how the function of the drug target will be switch on, switch off. So that's how the specific region where it take place for the binding region. So, and the study of how the drug interact with the target through the binding interaction and produce pharmacological effect is called the pharmacodynamics. So we will see this we will learn in detail how the drug interact with the different drug targets, right, through the binding interaction, which is called the pharmacodynamics. So first, the number one is how the drug interact with the drug target. So the bonding is called the intermolecular bonding forces. So there are several type of intermolecular bonding forces, which are the electrostatic and ionic bonding, or hydrogen bonding, van der Waal interaction, dipole-dipole or ion-dipole interaction, repulsive interactions, and the role of the water and hydrophobic interaction. So we will learn one by one what type of the interactions between and how the drug binds with the drug targets. You will see through this intermolecular bonding forces. So number one is the intermolecular bonding forces are the electrostatic or ionic bind interaction between the drug and the binding site, which is the binding site is in the drug target, right? So this is the drug target macromolecule. It can be the enzyme, receptor, or the nucleic acid, right? And then this is the drug, and this is the drug functional group, right, which is the binding group. So The interaction of the drug with the drug target is through the ionic interaction. There is a cation from the target and the anion is from the drug. They interact through electrostatic interaction, or the cation from the drug and anion from the drug target. They bind through the electrostatic or ionic interaction. The second type of the interaction or the intermolecular bonding forces are van der Waal interaction, which is also called the London forces, between hydrophobic region of the drug and the binding site. So hydrophobic means water disliking, right? And then the binding site. So this is how this is the binding site of the drug target, right? Which is the hydrophobic region, right? And that this region also of the hydrophobic region of the drug. So that's how the hydrophobic region of the drug and hydrophobic region of the drug target in bind uh, at the through this interaction, which is called the van der Waal interaction at the binding site. So that's how it interact, partially positive and negative, partially positive and partially negative and positive. So hydrophobic part of the drug and the hydrophobic part of the macromolecule bind through this van der Waal interaction at the binding site. The third type of the interactions, the intermolecular interaction, is hydrogen bond, which is very common in case of the drug and drug target interaction. So as you can see, this is the the binding group of the drug, and this is the binding site of the drug target. So there, this is the you can see, this is electronegative element, which can be the oxygen, which can be the nitrogen, and this is the hydrogen, right? And this is the lone pair is from the drug target. So in so how the drug interact with the this drug target through hydrogen bond. Uh, one part is coming from the drug, which is the hydrogen bond donor, and there and it will the group in the drug target which accept the hydrogen bond is called the hydrogen bond acceptor. So hydrogen bond acceptor is from the drug target and hydrogen bond donor is from the drug. It interacts through hydrogen bonding, partially positive hydrogen, right? And then this electronegative, it forms the hydrogen bonding with interaction between the binding site of the drug and the binding site of the drug target and binding site of the drug. So, or vice versa, the hydrogen bond acceptor from the drug and hydrogen bond donor is from the target, right? Drug target, it interacts through hydrogen bond. So here, this you can see the this orbital overlap in the hydrogen bond. So that's how the orbital overlap, and this form the hydrogen bond. So this is the directional influence of hybridization on hydrogen bonding. So hydrogen bond acceptor and hydrogen bond donor. Lone pair, there is no specific charge on the nitrogen. There, but nitrogen has a lone pair of electrons, which help to form the hydrogen bond with the drug. So this is sp2 hybridized, it form hydrogen bond. So this is the hydrogen bond between of the oxygen and nitrogen during the as a hydrogen bond acceptor. Where this is the oxygen, this is the nitrogen. It has they have the lone pair of electron. Oxygen also have the lone pair of electron. It accepts the hydrogen bond. That's why they are hydrogen bond acceptor, and donate the hydrogen for the bonding. That's why they are the hydrogen bond donor. So that's how the hydrogen bond takes place. So these are the various functional groups uh, for the hydrogen bond acceptor. So these are all are the hydrogen bond acceptor because they have access of the lone pair of electrons. So they accept the hydrogen for the hydrogen bonding, right? So they are hydrogen bond acceptor, right? This is how the tertiary amine is a good hydrogen bond acceptor, and then this in case of like this, so they donate the lone pair of electron here, and it accept the hydrogen bond. It accepts the hydrogen for the hydrogen bonding, right? So the aniline, which is the poor hydrogen bond acceptor because it's a aromatic region, so lone pair of electrons is generally involved in the delocalization. That's why it is behave as a poor hydrogen bond acceptor. So this is the comparison of carbonyl oxygen as hydrogen bond acceptor. So starting from the ester toward this carboxylic acid, this branch is increased, right? So ammonium ion is a stronger hydrogen bond donor, right? And secondary amine and amine also, they have the uh, hydrogen bond donor. Fourth one is dipole-dipole or ion-dipole interaction. So, for example, this one is the binding site, right? So, binding site in the drug target, right? And then this one is the drug, right? So, there in the drug, there's a dipole for partially positive and partially negative. So, there's a dipole moment between the carbonyl and the dipole part, localized dipole moment in the binding side also, right? So they once they this dipole is anti-parallel but the directional, they will bind through the dipole-dipole interaction. So how, so you can see this how the ionic dipole interactions occur. There's an ionic part from the drug target and the partially positive and negative, which is the dipole from the drug. This is the dipole from the drug, and the ionic part from the this drug target. They interact through the ion dipole interaction between the drug and the drug binding site. So that's how this is partially positive negative. This is a permanent positive charge at the drug target, and the dipole moment or dipole part in the drug site. They interact through the ion dipole interaction. So this is also one of the example how this electron rich, electron deficient species, and this one electron deficient part, and this is electron rich part, which is the um, delocalized electrons, and they interact with the drug through the induced dipole interaction, right? So this is dipole because it has partially positive, partially negative, right? And it has a partially positive part, right? So this is induced dipole between the alkyl ammonium ion and the aromatic ring. These are some examples of how the drug bind with the drug target through dipole, dipole, and ion dipole interaction. Another part of another type of the intermolecular forces are the repulsive interaction, which is the this part is attractive part. These are the repulsive part, right? So they have although they have repulsion between the positive and negative, but they can interact through the repulsive interaction. The role of the water and the hydrophobic interaction was, so this is how the, for example, this one is the drug, so water is solvated around the drug, which will help uh, uh, so the molecule of the drug to come interact with the binding site. So it like this, so it first they interact with the drug, right, and then the water molecule solvated around the binding site, and once this drug is reach close to the binding site of the drug target, right? So they interact through hydrogen bonding, or in somehow the drug have the hydrophilic part. So water molecule can bind with the hydrophilic part of the drug, right? And then it helps the drug to come interact with the come interact at the binding site of the drug target, right? So you can see that this hydrophobic region, so this one is the hydrophobic region, and this is the part of the drug which is the hydrophilic region, and water is solvated uh, around the hydrophilic part of the drug, and hydrophobic part will help to bind the drug with the receptor or with the drug target. This is how the hydrophobic interaction will occur between the drug and the drug targets. So this is our important points which we have already been discussed, that drug as molecular target, all our drugs are drug targets are the more these macromolecules, right, that bind into which the drug fit and binds, right, through the intermolecular bonds, and how the drug interact and they produce the pharmacological effect is called the this pharmacodynamics. So various functional groups are responsible for various bonding interactions, electrostatic interactions, van der Waal, ion dipole, dipole, or the hydrophobic interaction uh, in between the binding site and the drug. Right, polar group can be desolvated through the intermolecular interactions, so which result in the energy blending. So these are the important points of the this how the drug interact with the what are the interactions or possible interaction between the drug and the drug targets. Now we come to the specific part, protein. It is when it is necessary to see the structure of the protein, because all the drug targets are comprises of the protein, where mm, protein included the enzymes and receptors or the nucleic acid. So the most important drug targets in medicinal chemistry are these enzymes and the receptors, right? So there are a few four levels of the structure of the proteins, right? Primary proteins and the secondary, tertiary, and the quaternary. So primary proteins are the which is are the these individual amino acids. They link with each other by the peptide bonds, right? So these are, you can see the primary structure of the protein of the mid ecophyllene. So they are binded through the peptide, this peptide bonds, right? So this is peptide bond, right? So that's how the amino acids bind with each other through peptide bond. The secondary structure of the protein. The secondary structure protein comprises of the region of order structure adopted by the protein chain. So there are three main type of the secondary structure: alpha helix, beta pileated sheath, or the this beta term. So these are the structures of the beta helical protein, like they are bind through the hydrogen bonding, right? And which is the weak interaction between the amino acids, right? And then these amino acids are interconnected through peptide bonds, right? So, and this is the beta sheet or anti-parallel arrangement, like that, like anti-parallel arrangement, right? In the form of the beta sheet, the side chain above the beta pellet sheets, right? So that's how this is structure of the beta pelleted sheets. And so this is how these interactions are. So the beta turn showing the hydrogen bonding between the first and the third amino acid, not the first with the second one. That's how they call the beta turn or the beta pegylated sheets, right? Through this one, like this hydrogen bond. So hydrogen bonding is in the anti-parallel and parallel sheets, right? So this one is the parallel and anti-parallel sheet. So sorry, this one is the anti-parallel, right? And this one is the parallel sheet, right? So how they are anti-parallel and parallel? So you can see this one is started from the nitrogen, right? And this one is the carbonyl part, right? Here this one is this parallel, right? This is nitrogen part, right? The carbonyl interact with the nitrogen part, but these are the parallel, right? These are parallel sheets and these are the anti-parallel sheets. The tertiary structure of the proteins is overall there's a three-dimension shape for it, which help in the interaction of the uh, mm, protein with different compounds or the drugs. So these structure protein are quite ordered. So they are quite ordered, uh, and where the globular proteins such as enzyme or receptor fold, just like fold to form more complex structure. That's why it is called the tertiary structure of the protein. So the tertiary structure of the protein and the receptor is crucial to their function and also to their interaction with the drug. So generally, the tertiary proteins are help to in the interaction of the this interaction of the drug with the drug. So the bonding interactions in case of the tertiary protein, that's how you can see in the tertiary protein. Generally, the most common one, the most common bonding between inside the tertiary or inside the uh, binding site or inside the tertiary proteins are the hydrogen bonding. That's how you can see this one is the um, amino acid, one amino acid serine, and the second one, they interact with each other through hydrogen bonding. Right, hydrogen bonding between the amino acid and side chain. So that's all the, or they can interact through the covalent bonding, ionic bonding, or van der Waals. But most common is the hydrogen bond. Other bonding also occur, which is the covalent and ionic or van der Waals interactions. These are the bonding which helps the this tertiary protein to be in the tertiary structure. That's how this is the binding interaction with the water. So there's a this one water molecule, the polar part of this amino acid or the polar part of the amino acid bind with the water through the hydrogen bonding. So that's how, so this one has hydrogen bonding, water bond for interact with the various amino acids. Protein. This quaternary structure of the protein. So only the protein that made up of the number of the protein subunits have the quaternary structure. For example, the hemoglobin is made up of four protein, which molecule two identical alpha and subunit and two identical beta. So this is all we have seen that how the protein comprises of two subunit protein are of uh, four level structures, right? Number one is primary protein, secondary protein structure of the protein, tertiary and the quaternary, right? And the amino acid with the polar residue are favored on the outer surface of the protein because they allow hydrogen bonding interaction with the water. The other bonding also favored the which is the amino acid with non-polar residue, which can be the van der Waals interaction and hydrophobic